Let's go to the grammar part of the classic Timmy Tiptoes. I hope all of you would have enjoyed the story. Now let's work with grammar. There are a few synonyms with clear explanation and example sentences. You will also learn to which part of speech the word belongs to. Make use of all these synonyms and use them in your conversation and in your written English. The basic definition is also given and the English interpretation is given too. You will also learn writing adjective sentence in order and then practice the comprehension in written so that your basic grammar will improve. You will find creative ways to write them. Let's continue with grammar. Here we go with synonyms and sentences. The first word is chuckled. Chuckled is a action word verb and the basic definition is laugh softly. And the past tense and the past participle of chuckle is chuckled. And refer to the example sentence. She chuckled at the memory. The thought of this made her laugh to herself. So when you think of something very funny that had happened, or if you feel that something is happening right in front of you and which is very amusing, we laugh to ourselves softly, and this is called chuckling. She chuckled softly to herself as she remembered his astonished look. Astonishing means very surprising. A person's expression also sometimes is very amusing that we laugh to ourselves. So, remembering his surprised expression, she laughed softly to herself. And then the next word is moss. Moss is a noun. The basic definition is a very small green or yellow plant that grows especially in wet earth or on rocks, walls and tree trunks. You would have noticed on many walls that we have always seen a green and a yellowish sort of spongy grass grown. In a very dark place it grows. So example sentence, moss grows on a rock. Moss grows on stone. He was found asleep on a pillow of leaves and moss. Pillow of leaves and moss means it indicates the heavy growth of the moss and leaves. And usually the animals like squirrels, rabbits and rats, they go and fall asleep there. He was seen asleep with leaves and moss. Usually these tiny rabbits or rats or squirrels, usually they sleep there because it is cozy and warm. The next word is snug. Snug is an adjective. It means warm and comfortable, fitted and safe. Look at the picture carefully. You can see the tiny one feeling very warm and comfortable and seems to be very protected. It describes the feeling of a person. And snug can also be used as a verb to make neat and clean, comfortably leaned on and snugly. Snugly means to be cheerful, lovable, warm, cozy and to curl up. So it can be used even as a verb. And another English interpretation is feeling warm about the person. Feeling warm, the tiny baby is feeling warm, comfortable and protected. And it is a place which gives warmth, comfort and protection, which are all describing words. Example sentence, he showed us into a snug little sitting room. He led us into a small, warm and a cozy living room. She had a small but a snug home. She has a small but a cozy home. The next word is prudent. Prudent is also an adjective. It means to be cautious, visionary, and calculating. The opposite of cautious is careless. Cautious means to be careful, and the opposite is careless. The English interpretation is avoiding risks and uncertainties, or to be more and more careful. That is the simplest way of giving the meaning of prudent. Example sentence: a prudent traveler never disparages his own country. That is, what is the meaning of disparage? Disparage means degrade or defame. A prudent traveler, that is a person who is very calculating, who thinks twice before talking anything. He is very cautious, that is, he is very careful, and so he never talks anything ill about his own country. That is, he will not degrade or defame his country. Smart travelers never belittle their country. Belittle means bad mouth or criticize. And what is bad mouth? Bad mouth means, do you think it's a dirty mouth? No. Bad mouthing means speaking ill. So, smart travelers never belittle their country. That means they never badmouth or criticize their own country. Next one, you must school yourself to be modest and prudent. You have to learn to be humble and cautious. You have to be, however rich or however scholar you may be, or however famous a person you may be, you should be humble, and you should always be cautious. That is, careful about whatever you are doing. You think once or twice or thrice before doing it, and then continue to do whatever you want. The next word is thicket. It means bushes or woods, and it is a noun. We can say an area of trees and bushes growing closely together. Example sentence: a thicket makes good cover for animals to hide in. The jungle is a good hideaway for animals. Next one is twig. Twigs are nouns, and it is also used as a verb, which means understanding. The English interpretation is a small thin branch of a tree or bush, especially one removed from the tree or bush and without any leaves. A small twig, it will not have any leaves. Example sentence: he heard the sharp crack of a twig. He heard the crisp cracking of branches. See, when you pluck a twig, you can see even the crisp sound of the sound of branches cracking. The next one is the sharp sound of a twig snapping scared the badger away. A badger is a rabbit-like animal. The sharp sound of a twig snapping, scared the badger away means it frightened the badger or the rabbit. The screeching sound of the twigs breaking suddenly startled the badger away. That is, when even a small sound will scare some small animals. Badger is also a sort of rabbit-like animal, and it gets startled when it hears any big or small branches falling, or even if a twig which cracks. The next word is stump. It is a noun. Stump, stumps. Singular and plural of the noun stump. The basic definition of stump is remnants. Remnants means the leftover of a half broken thing. Say it can be a tree, it can be a broken pillar, or a half cut rock, or a small piece of a big stone where one can sit. Example sentence: rocks and stumps supplied the place of chairs at the picnic. It means stones and tree stumps served as chairs during the picnic. Second one is, if you don't stir your stumps, Tom, you will be late for school again. Here you will see that the word stumps is used as another meaning. It means that Tom is half done and very late, and so his mother says, if you don't stir your stumps, Tom, you will be late for school again. So it means he has to go fast. Otherwise, he'll be late for school. The next word is rattled. The basic definition of rattled is flustered or annoyed. Flustered means someone who is troubled or nervous, agitated or confused. And the word annoyed also is similar, which means nervous, angry or irritated, and so on. The example sentence is, the truck jolted and rattled all over the rough ground. Though the basic meaning is flustered and annoyed, usually rattled means a loud noise, making a loud noise. Trucks creaked and jolted on the uneven ground. Every time a bus went past, the windows rattled, which means the windows made more noise when they rattled. It causes lots of noise. Whenever a bus passes by, the windows are rattled. The next word is commotion. The basic definition of commotion is unrest, and it is a noun. The English interpretation is a sudden, short period of noise, confusing or excited movement. They made a commotion by yelling at each other in the theatre. They quarreled with each other in the theatre, causing a riot. That's the meaning. Suddenly the whole street was in commotion, which means suddenly the whole street became chaotic. The next word is cuffed. The basic definition is to slap or punch. It's a verb. And the cuffs past tense is cuffed, and the past participle is was cuffing. Example sentence: she cuffed the boy on the side of the head, which means she slapped the boy lightly on the head. Mother cuffed the dog when she found it asleep on a chair, which means when the mother found the dog sleeping in a chair, she beat the dog away with her hands. The next word is stunned. This word can be used as an adjective as well as a verb. When it is used as a verb, the tense comes like this: stun, stunned, stunning. The past participle will be was stunning, and the present past participle will be is stunning. And when it is used as an adjective, it means shocked or astonished. Astonished means very surprisingly shocked. And here is an example sentence: the fall stunned me for a moment. That fall knocked me unconscious for a moment. That is, when unexpectedly, say, you fall down, you become very shocked and you are very surprised and didn't expect that you will fall. Next sentence, the leaders of the co-op company were then stunned speechless. That is, the leaders of the co-op company were stunned. They were astonished. They were shocked about something. The next word is scrambled. It is a verb. Scramble, scrambled, and scrambling. Was scrambling is the past participle. The basic definition is fast crawling, or climbing, or scrambling, or an emergency takeoff. Example sentence, each scrambled for the football at the football ground. On the football field, you fight for each other. You would have noticed how they kick the ball and try to win the goal. The next sentence, he scrambled awkwardly to his feet, which means he got up awkwardly. So, scrambling means to get up, to be awkwardly, to do a thing very awkwardly is scrambled. Today we learn how to write adjective sentences in order. When I say this, I mean to say that a sentence which has multiple adjectives and which should be written in order. So the preferred order will sound good. Sometimes when we don't write it in order, it can sound a little bit strange or funny to people who are well versed in English. Now, though there are a few rules to follow, which I will give you in the next chapter, here I have given a less complicated rule which you can easily understand and learn and speak good English. The three main rules are that the noun comes always at the end of the sentence, and then moving backwards, you have to tell the facts of the noun, and then you have to evaluate the noun. For example, let me describe a house. Red, beautiful, brick, old house. Does it sound good? No, not so good. So let's see how it can sound good. We move from noun backward to the facts and evaluations. Now, which adjective is absolutely essential for a house existing? It goes without saying the fact that a house cannot exist without a brick. So, under the fact list, the word brick will come. And then, now which adjective is not really my opinion but equally important? Yes, before the word brick, the color red comes. It may not even be red, it can be blue, yellow, or pink, or some other color. That is the fact. And then, as we go on evaluating, there are two more words left, beautiful and old. And which one is more abstract? Yes, the word old is more abstract. And finally, beautiful is the word which is left over. So, the sentence forms like this. Beautiful old red brick house. Beautiful old red brick house is the order. And I'll meet you with some more detailed adjectives in our next lesson.